You see, my dear friend, the world is full of gestures, full of those who laugh at the misfortune of others, those who find joy in the pain they inflict. But what they don't realize, what they fail to comprehend in their infinite arrogance, is that they are sowing seeds in a field they do not own. They are building monuments on sand, constructing towers of destruction, unaware that the tide is rising. Life is not a one-way street. They turn you into their entertainment, subjecting you to their whims, using you as a stepping stone for their shallow pleasures. But they always forget that there is a force greater than their fleeting satisfaction, a force that does not forgive, a force that will claim its due. It is called karma, and what they fail to realize is that karma never forgets. It never forgets the laughter at your suffering, the twisted delight in your pain, and the cold indifference to your misery. It always finds its way, and when it does, it is relentless. For too long, you have been the spectacle. For too long, they have laughed at your downfall, played with your vulnerabilities, and mocked your scars. They believed they could treat you as a pawn in their sick game, a puppet to dance on their strings. They believed they could break you and watch as you fell apart. They thought they could crush your spirit and have their fun at your expense. But little did they know, every laugh, every moment of joy they took from your suffering was being stored. Every tear that you shed, every wound they inflicted on your soul was being counted. It was not lost. It was not forgotten. They thought they were the masters, the ones who pulled the strings. They thought their power was absolute, their control unchallenged. But they underestimated something far greater than their fleeting dominance. They forgot that the world is a circle, and everything that goes around comes around. And one day, when they least expect it, when they think they have escaped the consequences of their actions, karma will come knocking on their door. And when it does, it will not come quietly. It will come crashing down like a storm, tearing apart the false empire they have built and dragging them into the same depths they once laughed at you from. These people, these so-called masters of your fate, who found joy in your suffering, who turned your pain into their entertainment, will learn, too late, that there is no escaping the laws of the universe. There is no escaping the price of cruelty, no escaping the cost of tormenting those who only sought to survive. You may have been the one who bled, the one who cried, the one who was left in the dust. But mark my words, they will bleed too. They will cry too. They will be left in the dust too. And it will be 1,000 times worse, because they will feel it in their hearts. They will feel the weight of their actions, the burden of every tear they caused. They will know the truth that they have spent their lives ignoring. No one can escape karma. When you've been the victim, it is easy to feel powerless. When you've been reduced to a joke, when your pain has been nothing more than a game for others to watch, it is easy to believe that you are nothing, that your worth is tied to how others see you, to how they treat you. But I am here to tell you this: your worth is not defined by their cruelty. Your worth is not defined by their laughter. You are not their puppet, their toy, or their joke. You are a force that they have underestimated. You are the storm that is coming for them. You are the reckoning they never saw coming. And when karma takes its turn, they will realize that the tables can turn, and when they do, they will regret every second of it. They will wish they had never turned you into their entertainment. They will wish they had never laughed at your misfortune, for their laughter will turn into screams of regret. In the darkness, you may have felt alone. You may have felt small. You may have believed that the world had conspired against you, that you were nothing more than a pawn in a game that had no rules. But listen closely, because I am telling you this now. They are the ones who are small. They are the ones who are weak. Their cruelty, their mockery, their disdain. It is a mask, a fragile mask that will crack the moment the truth is revealed. When karma comes for them, they will have nowhere to hide. They will face the consequences of every cruel word, every twisted act, and they will beg for mercy. But karma is not merciful. It is not kind. It is just, and it is coming for them. The world has a way of balancing itself. You may not see it now, but one day when you look back, you will see the intricate design, the way everything falls into place. Every action has an equal reaction. Every moment of pain you endured, every wound they inflicted upon you, will come back to them. They may think they are untouchable, that their power is beyond reach, but they are mistaken. Power built on the suffering of others is fragile. It is built on lies, built on falsehoods, and like all fragile things, it will shatter. They will watch as everything they built crumbles. They will watch as their empire falls, and they will have no one to blame but themselves. For too long, they have lived in their bubble of arrogance, believing they could do as they pleased without consequence. But life is not a game. The universe does not play by their rules. The scales of justice are always in motion, and when they tip, they will tip hard. And when they will fall from a height they never imagined. They will fall hard, and when they do, they will wish they had never made you their entertainment, for the price they will pay will be steep, and there will be no escape. They used to watch you, laugh at your pain, and think they were untouchable. But soon, they will realize that the universe has its own way of balancing things. It does not forgive. It does not forget. And when karma comes for them, it will show them the true meaning of suffering. It will show them what it means to be powerless, what it means to feel helpless, what it means to be on the receiving end of the same cruelty they once inflicted upon others. And when that day comes, they will understand. They will finally understand that there is no escaping karma. There is no escaping what they have done. So let them laugh now. Let them continue their charade. Let them continue to dance on the ashes of your broken spirit. Let them believe that they are untouchable. Let them believe that they are the masters of your fate. But know this, the time will come when the joke will be on them. The time will come when the tide will turn, and they will be the ones drowning in their own lies, in their own cruelty. And when that day comes, when karma comes knocking at their door, they will have no choice but to face the consequences of their actions. And trust me, my friend, when they do, they will regret every second of it, because no one can escape the reach of karma. No one. No one can escape the price that must be paid for their cruelty. No one can run, hide, or shield themselves from the consequences of their actions. Not even the most powerful, not even those who think they can manipulate the world to suit their desires. Karma does not discriminate. It does not bend. It does not break. It is the eternal equalizer, the force that exists beyond the reach of human control. It doesn't care how rich you are, how powerful you think you are, or how high you sit on your throne of lies. What you put out into the world, you will get back. What you sow, you will reap. And when the harvest comes, it will be brutal, unforgiving, and exactly what you deserve. For too long, they have had their fun. They have laughed, mocking your pain as if it were a game. They have watched you struggle, and each time they saw you fall, they cheered, believing that you were weak, that you would never rise again. They thought they could control you. They thought they could bend you to their will, and that every moment of your suffering was their victory. They forgot, however, that every smile they wore as they watched your tears would one day be wiped off their faces by the very force they thought they could escape. They believed they were the ones with power. But power is never real when it is built on the foundation of someone else's destruction. The pain they have caused you has not been in vain. The suffering they have subjected you to is not pointless. Each wound they inflicted, each scar they etched into your soul, is a memory, a lesson, a moment that will stay with them long after they believe they have moved on. They will not understand it until it is too late. But when the winds of karma blow their way, they will be forced to see everything they have done. They will be forced to relive each act of malice, each moment of selfishness, and they will finally understand that there is no escape. You see, my friend, they think that time will erase the damage they've done. They believe that after a while, the memory of their cruelty will fade, that the pain they've caused you will be forgotten, that everything will return to normal. But they couldn't be more wrong. Time does not erase the truth. It only gives it more time to fester, more time to grow, more time to come back around to them with the force of 1,000 storms. Time does not heal what has been broken by malice. Time only gives karma the chance to work its magic, to turn their world upside down. The longer they go without facing the consequences of their actions, the harder they will fall when karma finally catches up with them. They are not immune. They are not safe. No one is. They took your pain for granted, thinking it was a joke. They treated you as if you were insignificant, as if your suffering was something to be used for their amusement, a simple entertainment to pass the time. They didn't see you as a person, as someone with dignity, with worth, with a soul that deserves respect. They saw you as something less, something beneath them, something to use and discard. They thought they were clever, that they had outsmarted you, that they had tricked you into thinking they were above reproach. But they never considered what would happen when the tables turned, when the power dynamic shifted, when the laughter faded, and the pain they once caused, you would come back to haunt them. You may have been down for a while. You may have been broken, but you are not defeated. You are not done. You are a force that cannot be destroyed, no matter how much they try. They may have turned you into their entertainment. They may have laughed at your misfortune, but they are not the ones who have the last laugh. You do. You are the one who will rise. You are the one who will stand tall when they are reduced to nothing. And when they are lying in the rubble of their own actions, when they are staring up at the wreckage of their own choices, they will know that it was you, the one they mocked, who emerged stronger than ever before. It is not you who was broken. It was them. You see, my friend, the mistake they made was underestimating you. They thought you were weak, that you were insignificant, that your struggle was something to laugh at, something to diminish. They failed to see that the fire that burns within you cannot be extinguished by their cruelty. They didn't realize that you are not a puppet to be controlled, not a toy to be played with. You are a force of nature, a being who will rise from the ashes they tried to bury you in. And when you do, they will be left standing in the smoke of their own destruction, watching as everything they have worked for crumbles. The time will come, my friend, when you will look around and see the ones who tormented you, the ones who turned your life into a game, and you will feel nothing but pity for them. You will realize that they are not strong, they are not powerful, they are not in control. They are fragile, weak, and broken in ways they will never understand. They will never know peace. They will never know what it is like to live without the shadow of their own guilt haunting them, because they are too far gone. They have made their choices, and those choices will come back to them one way or another. Karma is not always immediate, but it is always inevitable. The universe is a mirror, reflecting back to us the energy we put out into the world. And when you put out kindness, compassion, and understanding, those are the things that will return to you, no matter how long it takes. But when you put out cruelty, when you use others for your own amusement, when you build your empire on the suffering of others, that too will come back to you. in ways you never imagined. You will pay the price for every cruel word, for every moment of laughter at someone else's expense, for every time you thought you could break someone without consequence. Karma will find you, and when it does, it will make you pay in full. And you will have no one to blame but yourself. They thought they could break you, my friend. They thought they could twist your soul into something unrecognizable. They thought they could turn you into their entertainment, watch you suffer, and walk away without a second thought. But they were wrong. You are not their plaything. You are not their punching bag. You are a human being with strength, with resilience, and with the ability to rise up when the world tries to keep you down. You will survive. You will rise. And when you do, you will watch as the people who tried to break you fall. You will see them crumble under the weight of their own actions. You will see them face the consequences of their cruelty, and you will know that they are getting exactly what they deserve. There is no escaping karma. It is not a theory. It is not a concept. It is the law of the universe. You cannot outrun it. You cannot hide from it. And when it comes for those who have wronged you, it will come with a force that will make them wish they had never crossed you, wish they had never treated you as less than human, wish they had never turned your suffering into their entertainment. But by then, it will be too late. The damage will have been done, and there will be no escaping what they have unleashed upon themselves. They will reap the whirlwind of everything they have sown, and you, my friend, you will be the witness to their fall. You will stand tall, knowing that you survived, knowing that you never let their cruelty define you. So let them laugh now. Let them think they are untouchable. Let them believe they are immune to the consequences of their actions. Let them believe that their power will protect them. But know this, their time will come. Karma will come for them. And when it does, they will know exactly what it feels like to be on the receiving end of their own cruelty. They will know what it is like to suffer, to feel small, to feel powerless. And when they are drowning in their own actions, they will have no one to blame but themselves. And you, my friend, you will rise above it all. Because in the end, the only thing that matters is not how they treated you, but how you treated yourself. You will rise, not as a victim, but as a survivor. You will rise, and you will be stronger than they could ever imagine. Because no one, not even the cruelest, can escape the law of karma. No one, no matter how powerful, no matter how high they may think they've climbed, can escape the universal law of consequence. They might live their lives thinking they've outsmarted the system, that they can manipulate the rules of the world and emerge unscathed. But the truth is far darker than they realize. The universe does not forget. It doesn't forgive those who play with the souls of others, those who toy with the lives of the vulnerable as if they are nothing more than pawns in a cruel game. The price for their actions will come, and when it does, it will be more than they ever bargained for. It will be a reckoning they cannot outrun, cannot deny, and it will hit them when they least expect it, when they have grown comfortable in their false sense of invincibility. They thought they were untouchable, didn't they? They believed that they could walk over you and leave you broken, discarded, and helpless, thinking that their laughter was the final word in the matter. They saw your struggles as nothing more than entertainment, a game to pass the time while they basked in their own self-delusion of grandeur. They took pleasure in watching you suffer because it made them feel powerful, made them feel important. The more they twisted the knife, the louder their laughter grew. But there was always something they didn't account for. They failed to understand that the universe doesn't tolerate that kind of injustice forever. They didn't realize that everything they were doing would eventually come back to them, that the force they were playing with was far greater than any game they could imagine. You my friend, were never their toy. You were never meant to be the punchline of their jokes. You were never supposed to be their entertainment. You were a human being with a heart, a soul, with feelings that could be shattered by their cruelty. But they didn't care, did they? They didn't care that you were real, that you were a person with dreams, with hopes, with aspirations. They saw you as a thing to be used, a thing to be cast aside once they had no more need for you. They reveled in your pain because it made them feel superior. They laughed at your misfortune because it made them feel powerful. They mocked your struggles because it made them feel like they had control over something, someone. But the thing about cruelty is that it is like a boomerang. It always comes back. It is never a one-way street. What goes around, comes around, and when it comes, it will hit them with the force of 1,000 storms. They think they can escape, that their power will shield them, that their wealth, their influence, their status will protect them from the consequences of their actions. But they are wrong. No amount of money, no amount of power, no amount of influence can protect them from what they have set in motion. The universe is an equalizer, and it never forgets. And when karma comes knocking, it will not be kind. It will not be gentle. It will show them the truth, and it will make them pay for every laugh, for every moment of joy they took from your suffering. They might believe they are invincible, that they can do whatever they want without consequence, but they are living in a delusion. They are playing a dangerous game, one where the stakes are much higher than they could ever comprehend. They believe they are untouchable, that they can toy with people like they are nothing more than insects to be crushed beneath their feet. They are playing with fire, and they will get burned. And when the flames of their own actions engulf them, they will realize the truth too late. They will realize that they are not the masters of the world, that they are not the ones in control. They will realize that they have been blind to the most important lesson of all. Karma is the one force that cannot be manipulated, that cannot be evaded, and it will come for them, no matter how far they run, no matter how much they try to hide. You, on the other hand, have already been through the worst of it. You have already been burned, you have already felt the sting of their cruelty, and you have already felt the weight of their disregard. You know what it feels like to be broken, to be used, to be laughed at, to be discarded. But the beauty of your journey, my friend, is that you have survived. You are still standing. And though they tried to break you, though they tried to crush your spirit, they failed. You are not their victim. You are their survivor. You are the one who will walk away from this stronger, wiser, and more resilient than they could ever hope to be. And while they were busy using you as their entertainment, they were blind to the truth that you were a force they could never break. You were the storm waiting to rise, and now that you have risen, nothing can hold you back. In the end, it is not about revenge. It is not about getting back at those who hurt you. It is about the natural course of things. It is about the undeniable truth that the world operates on a system of balance, and when someone tips that balance, they will have to pay the price. They took from you what was not theirs to take. They stripped you of your dignity, your peace, your joy, and they thought they could get away with it. But what they didn't realize is that the moment they stepped into your world and tried to break you, they set the universe's law into motion. The moment they decided to make you their entertainment, to make you the punchline of their twisted jokes, they invited their own destruction. Karma doesn't care about their wealth, their influence, or their status. Karma cares about the truth. Karma cares about balance. Karma cares about justice. And when it comes, it will not be merciful. It will not be kind. It will be a force that strips them of everything they thought was important, everything they used to prop themselves up. It will tear down their empire, their walls, their false sense of security, and they will be left exposed, vulnerable, and broken. And when that moment comes, when they realize that everything they worked for is slipping through their fingers, when they realize that they have no escape from the consequences of their actions, they will understand what it truly means to suffer. They will know what it is like to be in the position they once put you in, and they will regret every second of it. They will regret the laughter, the mockery, the cruelty. They will regret making you their entertainment, because they will realize that the true price of that entertainment is far higher than they could ever imagine. They thought they were playing a game. They thought they were above the law, above the system. But the system has a way of bringing everything back to where it belongs. The universe has a way of balancing the scales, even when those who hold the power think they are beyond the reach of consequence. They are not. And one day, they will learn that lesson. They will learn that no one can escape karma. Not the powerful, not the wealthy, not the influential, no one. And when it comes for them, they will realize that they were the ones who were truly powerless. You, my friend, are not powerless. You are not a victim. You are a survivor. And when the storm of karma comes, for those who tried to destroy you, you will stand tall, knowing that the universe is taking care of things. You will know that the balance has been restored, that justice has been served, and that the ones who laughed at your pain are now the ones who must face the consequences. And in that moment, when they are broken, when they are helpless, when they have no one left to turn to, you will remember that you are the one who endured. You are the one who survived, and you are the one who will rise above it all. Because, my friend, in the end, karma is always watching, and no one can escape its reach. In the end, my friend, remember this: no matter how much they laugh, no matter how much they think they are untouchable, the truth is simple and undeniable. Karma always catches up. The pain they caused, the cruelty they spread, will one day return to them, stronger and fiercer than they ever imagined. You, however, will rise from it all, not as a victim, but as a survivor. You will walk away stronger, wiser, and more powerful than they could ever fathom. They may have turned you into their entertainment, but the final act belongs to you. No one can escape the consequences of their actions. Not them, not anyone.